Today, a friend of the producer is coming over to play Smash Brothers Melee.
How you doing?
Pretty good yourself?
Yep. Good.
He considers himself to be pretty good, having played the game for several years. What he doesn't know is he's about to play Korean DJ, one of the greatest Melee players of all time.
One week later, is everybody tired of No Man's Sky or not yet?
I didn't get to play this week. I played a little bit this week, and then today when I was trying to play, my computer kept like going black when I was playing, and I was just like, "What is happening?" So I'm
should have gotten a PS4.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm currently frustrated with it at the moment.
Oh, that's not good.
I have not played it a ton, and I think that has been to my benefit.
Yeah.
Because I still enjoy it, perhaps even a little more now than I did before. So, so I don't have any complaints yet.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's best to play casual. I feel like.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like it's worth like maybe $40, and I kind of want my $60 back a little bit.
Or like, just get like a refund, just 20.
Yeah, like the
Yeah, I
guy
don't know.
paid.
Like, does anyone want to buy it off? I don't think I'm gonna play it that much. Like, I don't really. It's just a walking simulator.
I still
most
appreciate it. Like, I still appreciate it so much, and everything that it does, and how it randomly generates all the planets that you go into.
Yeah.
But you walk, and then you search, and then you get elements, and then you fix another thing that you have to fix.
It feels
Yeah,
like
but
a
then-
job, like
And then
a,
It's got like
It
an
is.
a
assault
sad
rifle.
space job.
Aw.
Yeah, and then you do that over and over again until you, I guess, get tired of it eventually.
Nope.
Some people sooner than others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Sometimes,
the
like-
animals. That's it.
I,
The little-
Yeah, the
I
animals
did
are the
just I did just get an assault rifle, and so
What?
when the first animal came to mess me up, I don't know if you can actually kill them,
You can.
but I fired at it. Can you?
Yeah.
Okay, because he didn't die.
Oh well, he's
But then the sentinels started shooting at me, and I killed them.
good.
And then I ran away
Ah.
pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But it looks. I mean, I like the variations in your multi-tool
Yeah.
or whatever
The-
it's called.
The videos that I took earlier that I posted on Snapchat. Did you guys see that? Let's
Oh, no.
let's
Oh well,
listen to
wait,
that
Paul.
again.
I'm not friends with you on Snapchat. Were
Oh,
they the
it-
same ones you sent on Messenger?
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this here.
yourself, so the only way for you to know what you look like is for somebody else to, to see you.
Can you run into other people, other players on the game?
Yes.
Okay, so that's number one. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt, right? Because now we know that's not true.
Yeah.
You can't see anybody else. You don't even know what you look like.
Yeah.
So it was like a year and a half ago. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt that maybe at the time they had an idea to make that possible, and then decided not to. You think he's lying? Do you think they kind of changed their minds at the end, or what? Because he specifically said, yes, you can see, like you can do that.
That's a tough one.
I think they wanted to do that, and then it didn't work out, and then they're like, well, this isn't going to be possible anyway because of math, and then they're like, it happened on the first day, and it didn't happen, so now everyone knows that it's a lie.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What about this?
You be able to play with your friends. Yeah. Is there?
He doesn't sound very
it's
sure
like-
in that.
That was like a yeah with a shake of the head.
No, he
Like
wasn't
a
shaking his
yeah,
head like.
no.
No. It wasn't like that. I watched the whole thing. He was very enthusiastic about it, and it's so fascinating to go back now, looking at all the things they were saying back then. A lot of them didn't pan through.
That's-
So it's like I know why people are so upset right now.
That's like a whole section of one of the review that I'm writing it on. Basically, it was like, oh hey, I totally understand getting upset about this game because of all these things.
Also, somebody posted that they met their friend. Right, they
Yeah.
are on the same planet, on the same location. They got on Skype. They got on Twitch, streaming it, and they couldn't see each
Yeah.
other. Now, there's a few things to take away from that, because first of all, that's super rare to happen. He said that he was not expecting that to happen anytime soon.
Yeah. That was like the
Not
first
only
day,
that,
right?
they weren't actually friends. Yeah, and they weren't actually friends.
gosh.
They just, I guess somebody saw another guy's planet. he went online, he found the guy who named that planet, and that's how they were able to sync
Oh.
up. So it wasn't like, all right, we're friends, let's meet up here, because that's pretty
Yeah.
impossible to do.
Yeah.
And you see on there, they're not on there at the same time. Like, in one guy's game, it's like nighttime. The other guy's game is still daytime. So maybe they're there, but at different times of, like, I don't know, it could be years.
Well, isn't it held locally though? Like, isn't it like you can play the game offline? I thought.
I think it's all offline because you can pause the game.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
that's a
you
clear.
can pause the
Yeah.
game, but the first day that I played it, I was impatient and didn't want to wait for my networking. And a good portion of the features, some of the features weren't available.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's like there's a lot of things aren't adding up with what they were saying.
Oh yeah, for
because-
sure. The first thing I want to say is to like any future developers, never say never, because people will find a way to do anything within the first week. Like when PT came out and they're like, it'll take like months for you guys to solve this, and people solved it within the first week.
But like, it's just like I was like investigating this. Like I went into full on video game journalist for the first time in a long time. I haven't done that in a while. They said when they've been asked like a million times, can you meet up with friends, or is there any kind of multiplayer? Yes, kind of, but it's so impossible that it's just not gonna happen. Okay, so they haven't said what your guy looks like. So if there's any way for you to see anybody else, they would have at least shown what your character looks like. Like I said in the last podcast, I'm assuming I'm a human being, right? It could be anything else.
Yeah.
So they don't have that. They could have just said, no, of course not. You can't see anybody ever. It's just it's a single player game. I think they wanted to keep a sense of mystery.
Yeah.
Like maybe what if it could happen, even though they knew it wasn't possible.
Yeah, maybe just kind of like a drawing point. Be like, hey, maybe you'll get lucky enough to see someone, but
Yeah. But I don't know. Let's move on. Let's start the show. We haven't even started the show.
God.
Bitcast 17. Are we on 17, Evan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. If you don't listen to the show, I'm Paul. I play sound effects like this one, and I have Evan, who's 2 hours late. What's up, Evan?
How's it going?
Yeah, pretty good.
Good.
And Laura.
Hi. I just waved to non-existent people in my bedroom to say, so, hey, internet, I guess.
You get a sound effect too.
Oh, thank you.
And oh jeez, that last what's
Was that like
I don't-
three different
together,
record
Paul.
players stopping?
yeah. I didn't even know it did that. Okay. Anyway, and then we have this is like becoming one of like our recurring guests,
Yep.
and I have an intro for you.
Oh.
The river was deep, but I swam it.
Oh my god.
She's gonna kill you now.
So please, don't tell me.
I waited 2 hours for this. I got work tomorrow, y'all. I can't.
So hey, Janet.
Hi. That went on for far too long.
Sorry.
Hello, internet.
Hello. God, should we just start and go straight into the top?
I'll just
10?
dive right into
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah, it's already been 3 hours, so
I mean,
Alright.
I'm right on time.
It's true.
yes, you are.
Depends
Yes,
what time
you are,
zone you're going based off.
Man.
I meant
I'm
the
early.
EST thing again. Yeah,
Hey,
I was
I got
like,
here
it's
right when
7
we
me,
started.
right? I was like, it's 7, right? And then you're like, oh, we're setting up, and I'm like, I'm still playing Mario Party 4, so
Oh,
There you
gosh.
go.
Yeah, I took a break
Like
and played.
6 new ones that came
I
out.
took a break and played The Wolf Among Us when Evan was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be a little late," so I was like, "All right, time to play
I
more
just
video
got
games."
Tales of the Borderlands.
I know. I was about to hit that 3D land, but then so the top 10, right?
Yes.
Yes, top 10.
Top
Top
10.
10. What's the name of this top 10 this week?
This is the top 10 video game documentaries.
Yep.
Alrighty. Janet, I want you to be on here because you worked on this one.
Yes, I did.
I know that Rachel from the UK, she's the one who wanted to do this. Like, it was
Yes.
her idea. Kind of was in charge of it. She wanted to be on the show at some point, but it's 5 hours later, and it's a good thing she didn't commit, because seeing what happened just 2 hours ago, we would have started now, and it's like, what, 2 a.m. for her, so she couldn't make it. but that's fine. So it's the top 10 documentaries. And Janet, what did you guys work on this? What attracted you to do this top 10?
What drew us into
I know
this?
you were doing a lot of research. I saw
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It got like kind of crazy at the end because we're like, we got to start watching some documentaries, and then we just kind of marathoned them all individually.
Nice.
But all of us we're big fans of documentaries, and I think all of us had at least watched a few video game ones that we were really drawn to. So we're like, oh yeah, like we can do this, and then we kind of all ended up expanding. I think the things we've watched with other people's other recommendations. And things like that. So we ended up all watching a good amount, just trying to come up with a top 10. And I think we came out with like 12 to 15 or so, and then we whittled it down from there. As usual with the top 10, just trying to get like not only what we consider to be the best, but also like ones that are each unique. So we try not to do like too many of like the same. So if it's like about competitive gaming, there'd be like only one on competitive gaming, even though there's like a bunch on competitive gaming. So try to get a good breadth of things, and I think we came up with some really interesting stuff and a few things that you won't find on other lists, which is I think is something we also always go for here on Bit Cultures. So it was good.
Reading this, like I'm kind of ashamed that I haven't seen enough of these movies. I should.
I don't know if I've seen any of these.
I don't think
Really?
I have either.
I am not gonna lie. Like documentaries are just like 5 minutes and I'm asleep.
Yeah.
Really?
get
You're watching the
that.
wrong ones.
My wife loves documentaries.
They're so good.
And so like I've watched a few more than I normally would have, but there's something about nonfiction that really irks me.
I've seen 3 on the list. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And there's like 4 that I read that I really, really want to watch now. But let's start with number 10. I think that was you, Janet. You can.
that
what's
one was
number
me.
10?
Yes, it was. Okay. So this is Pixels and Polygons, an indie game developer story, and you can find it on YouTube. It's probably the smallest documentary on here because I don't think it's very well known. It was actually all shot by this one dude on his phone, so like the visuals definitely aren't that good. But it's basically like a video diary that he took while he was working on this game and kind of like on the edge of breaking into the industry. And it's also a super stressful documentary to watch. So if you're like having like a rough day, like don't turn this on. It's so depressing. But I think it was really great because even though it was a little bit too much on like the extreme pessimism side and like showed too much of the darkness of game development, I think a good amount of it was very realistic. Of like how hard it is to like try to make it, and yeah, so it was just really interesting to see. And I don't know if you've ever like been in a situation, whether it's school or work or whatever, where you just felt like you're just constantly grinding and you're like, man, this just kind of sucks and I'm kind of broke. You'll definitely relate to this one because that's a lot of what it is, But yeah, so it was really cool to watch and just kind of get that behind the scenes of what is it really like to have to go from like scratch. Because so many people make games, but so few actually come to the surface. So like watching that process was really interesting.
Yeah, there's if you watch a lot of indie video game developer like documentaries, it's not very optimistic. They're all pretty much very depressing because indie developing just ends up being that way. Number 9.
You forgot the sound.
Yeah,
no, I'm like, because okay. I've been drinking for 2 hours waiting for that. I usually like start when we start.
That's amazing.
So
Is that
Mighty number 9.
there you go. There's your sound effect, Evan.
Thank you.
Okay, what's number 9?
Number 9 is From Bedrooms to Billions. This is one that Donovan wrote on, and he was really passionate about getting this one through because it, being that like I think most of Bit Culture's people are like based in the U.S. We only have a few people overseas, so like a lot of these documentaries are more like American based. But this one actually like covers the video game industry in the U.K., which is why like we were really interested in putting on the list because it's something different than what most documentary lists would provide. And that's basically it. Yeah, it just kind of looks at that side of things and how the UK industry is like rising up in comparison to like the US and Japan and stuff like that. So yeah, that's basically
Alrighty.
the documentary.
Cool. Let's play a sound effect from number 9. And now we can go to number 8. 8 is free to play. I have a clip from the trailer, actually.
Everyone's searching for something. The ability to become someone else. The player might not understand it, but it's there.
10 years ago, competitive gaming wasn't even a thing. Now you're trying to be the best in the world.
We're live here in Cologne, Germany for the main event. Who will get a shot at the $1 million?
So, if you guys haven't seen it, I haven't seen it, but from watching the trailer, it's pretty cool. I guess it's all about competitive gamers and like Dota, I guess specifically.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, Dota too.
Yep.
Have you seen it? Because do they go into other competitive games?
I actually haven't seen it. I think it's mainly Dota, if not exclusively. And yeah, so it kind of also looks at that. As with most documentaries, you have like the small story, which in this case is Dota, and then the larger story, which is like how video games went from being like something that you played by yourself to like being basically a professional sport. So it kind of looks at that as well. So I'd assume it would also look at some other ones, but I didn't watch it, so I'm not positive. But one cool thing about this too is that it was produced by Valve, so it's actually free and available to watch on Steam, so you guys can watch that literally whenever. Unless you don't have Steam, which would be weird.
Yeah, a lot of these are also just on YouTube to watch. And I read about this movie and that it does a lot of like really cool animations to teach you about how Dota works and what the players are doing. That's so impressive, and then that way you'll kind of understand why it's kind of impressive what they're doing in the game. Because if you don't play it, you might not get it.
Yeah, for
sure. I remember I showed my ex-girlfriend the clip of Daigo and Justin Wong playing that Street Fighter. I think it was Street Fighter 3. When Daigo kind of like pulled off this ridiculous, impossible like move where he was at like pretty much zero health, and he like blocked like 20 attacks and then counter with like a really cool combo. And that's like impossible because if you played a fighting game, anytime you get hit, even if you're blocking, it still takes away like a little bit of chip damage. So you have to block with a specific, like, I don't know, I think it's called like, it's an ability. It's like a counter block where you have to, it's really hard to pull off. And then he pulled it off like 20 times because he was at no health, like a chip damage, and he would have died. And then he counters and then he finishes off by doing a super move. And I showed it to my girlfriend and she's like, I don't get it. Like, what's like, what? I don't like, what's the point? Like, okay, so he blocked it and then he won. You're like, you know, whoop-de-doo. And like, I'm trying to explain how that's impossible, but if you don't play the game, it's hard to explain.
Yeah, so. I think that's definitely part of it, for sure.
Number 7. What is number 7? Actually, hold on.
You mean number 6? Oh, wait, number 7. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Number 7. I'm not. So it's the. No, I was gonna say like I'm the drunk one, and I'm keeping up pretty well. So
no, you didn't have to drink for that long.
What else was he gonna do?
It's like I have the cup of like.
Paul's like, I already opened it. Like,
Did you say you have boxes of wine?
No. I had a glass. I meant to say glass.
I was gonna say, Paul's just drinking straight out of the box.
No.
He just cut the bag open and just That's so
I would
gross.
never do that. That's ridiculous. So before we talk about number 7, the art of the game, let's listen to a clip from number 7, the documentary, The Art of the Game.
More money than all of them, guaranteed. From the motherfucking concrete. Fuck the internet, fuck the motherfucking services and all that shit. Before all that shit was established, it was all about the concrete. And that's where I'ma always get my daddy money.
Wait a minute, hold on. I think I got the wrong Art of the Game documentary. Hold on.
Oh my god.
Yeah, okay. So this is also called apparently The Art of the Game, but this is about pimps and prostitutes, I guess.
Oh, okay. I was like,
but
this
isn't.
It was close. It was close.
It's the same. It's a documentary, and it's the same game. It's the same name.
Right.
We might as well listen to more of it.
You can't wake up one day and, I want to be a pimp. Instant pimp. Just add water like my daddy would tell me.
All right. Hold on. Let's just stop this. Let's play an actual clip from The Art of the Game. The video game, not the pimping game.
It is incredible how much games have permeated into society.
I feel like so different.
We haven't even had our renaissance yet.
I think this is a really formative time for the games industry because we're now at the point where it's like, oh, okay, you can actually make more money in video games than you can in films. In terms of gross revenue, games now make more money than films.
All right, so that's The Art of the Game, number 7. The actual movie now that we're talking about.
Yeah.
So what's number 7? What's the art of the game?
Okay. I'm so done. Okay. So probably much like the random documentary you showed, it highlights people's lives and experiences with video games. And how their lives have been impacted by the medium. I haven't watched it, so full disclosure, this is just me like doing a quick skim and hitting you with the recap. So it has a bunch of like interviews from different people. Aside from like actual players, there's like game designers, museum directors, just regular straight up gamers, people that are I think going to school for like art and different things in the game industry. So you kind of get a multitude of perspectives. And at the end of the day, it's just a celebration of video games. And that's basically what the documentary is. So it's kind of, I guess in that way, it probably will work well for people, both like inside and outside of the gaming community, just because like it can kind of just show what games mean. And if you are a gamer, you're going to relate to that because you have your own feelings towards games. And if you're not a gamer, you might like kind of, I guess, gain an appreciation for like what video games are outside of just like a way to pass time.
Awesome. Can I just say, can I just stop for a moment and like thank you for being on the show? Because if you weren't here, I don't think any of us have seen any of these movies, except maybe number 1 and 3.
Yeah, there's the one on there that y'all can spit some bars for.
Okay. Yeah,
I could make up stuff.
If you weren't here, we would have been talking about the other art of the game.
We would just be talking about what Paul drank. Like I don't understand.
Right.
I don't understand.
It's just white wine. It's fine. I just didn't eat a lot in the morning, so all day.
In the morning.
Yeah, I mean, it's night.
It's like 9 o'clock at night here, bro.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
I mean, you stick with the calories, Yeah. It's something.
Right.
Number
6. Okay, number 6 is Ecstasy of Order, the Tetris Masters. I loved this documentary.
It looks so cool. It looks awesome.
Yeah, this is one I actually did watch specifically for this list because I think I just kind of stumbled across it and I'm like, this sounds cool. And I picked this one specifically to watch because I feel like Tetris is such a universal game, like more so than probably any game in the history of games. This one specifically looks at the NES version of Tetris, but was NES or I think it's NES, not SNES. So, but there's like so many iterations of Tetris, arcade, on the phone, everything. So pretty much everyone who has existed at this point has played Tetris in some form. So that's one thing that's cool about the documentary. But really, what I appreciated of it was like the premise of it is this guy's trying to make a quote unquote definitive who is like the true Tetris master by doing one final kind of big classic Tetris World Championship to determine like who is the official Tetris master and to kind of try to legitimize the competitive nature of Tetris. Yeah. So you like end up looking at like these different gamers who are like have mastered the game in different like levels. So they've either maxed out the game, reached I think level 30, and then like a couple other ways that you can prove mastery. And then it also looks at like you like get little interviews with these people and they talk about their strategies to like how they like play Tetris. I also learned that invisible Tetris is a thing and like you can get good at that. Like it's just super crazy stuff. This one was also stressful to watch though. Like the first 20 minutes I'm like, oh, I'm gonna play Tetris right now. And then like 40 minutes in, which is like maybe like half the documentary, I'm like, I'm never gonna play this game again because it was just too intensive. And I'm like, nah. But I got super invested in the story and like watching them compete after hearing like, how they got to this point and like what Tetris means to them. I like got really, really into it. So I was like, what's happening next? And it was super exciting. So I really enjoyed that one. Definitely recommend. A little stressful.
I guess I got a clip that goes into some of what you talked about here.
I believe that Tetris may well be the first virtual sport.
We always have wondered why the biggest game in the world didn't have a champion.
It's the only video game that can be described as perfect, right? Because how would you improve it?
Not just a game, it's a history, it's an evolution.
I've been playing Tetris for like 20 years.
I don't even want to know how many hours I played Tetris.
I play like non-stop.
The one trick to train.
So that's just a little bit. This is one of the ones that I was almost ashamed that I haven't watched yet. Look, it's almost like the King of Kong, but just about Tetris. So yeah, definitely watch that one. It's free on YouTube, right?
I think so. I can't even remember how I watched it.
Let me see.
So probably on YouTube.
I think it's right on the article here. Let me see. I think it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't remember how I watched it. It might have been some kind of a janky link. Is how I watched it, but I'm sure you can watch it in more legitimate ways.
Yeah, that's where I found the art of the game.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's go to number 5.
Number 5. Atari Game Over. Have any of you guys seen this?
No, but I know a lot about this.
Okay, really?
I mean, I
It's
know.
so good. Okay, it's so good.
Okay, what's it about?
You know what it's about. Like, yeah, come on.
I don't know what it's about.
Well, I mean, I know, like, the title. I mean, I haven't seen the movie, but I know about the Atari, the crash of 83. Atari basically kind of invented the video game industry until they ruined it a couple years later when video games were not monitored. Like, there was no check and balances to them. Anybody could just put out any Atari game.
Mm-hmm.
So the quality just kind of went down, and the quantity of just, video games, this new thing that just came out, everybody was trying to make money, and that's how the crash happened and then eventually Nintendo came out and saved the industry again. But I guess this goes also into the E.T. video game, which was just notorious for being one of the worst games of all time. And there was a big rumor, or I guess a myth, about how it was so bad and none of the copies sold, and they were so ashamed of it, so they just took all the copies and they burned them in the... I forgot where, but in the desert somewhere, like Arizona or Nevada.
Yeah, I think Arizona or Nevada.
Which we talked about that. Evan, we talked about that on the top 10. What was it, like video game theories?
Video game myths or
was it myths?
Yeah, I think so. But this was like
urban legends.
Urban legends. Yeah, and it's cool because this was the one story that ended up being true. Like, no, they actually did
spoilers.
that. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, totally. Okay, yeah, like how'd you? Okay, because the thing about that too, like for me, like I didn't know what the end result of the documentary was, so it was so exciting to watch. Because what's gonna happen? So if you don't know, I mean, it's fine if you know what happens because it's still interesting. But like for me, it's particularly exciting if you don't know what happens. Yeah, which is most documentaries, But yeah, I thought they did a really good job with such a specific topic. That's what really impressed me about this one, because it's like extremely narrow, but and it's not like the best documentary of video games, but I think they get like everything they can out of the topic, which I found really impressive.
Nice.
Yeah, it's crazy though. I mean, if you think about it, it's like, it sounds impossible. It sounds fake. Like, nobody would actually do that. Like, no game is that bad, and things cannot go that sour that they actually did bury all the copies in the desert. But that's what, and we talked about that during that top 10, and that's why I forgot which other entry. I think, look, anything else could happen. Like, think of all the urban legends of video games out there. This proves that it's possible. Some things actually are stranger than fiction. Like, I was thinking about that Final Fantasy VIII theory that Squall is dead.
It's such a good one.
Any day they might just come out and say, "Yeah, that's true. Now you guys got us." Like, it's true. He's dead. He died at the end.
I think they should do that anyway, because it's much better than the crazy narrative
they have nothing to lose if they admit that that's what happened.
Right.
I mean, that can only help them.
Right.
So
be like, we're actually quiet geniuses.
Mm-hmm. Wait, Janet and Laura, do you guys know what we're talking about right now?
No. That's because I don't follow Final Fantasy. Like, I've never played Final Fantasy.
I mean, if you want to explain it to them really quick.
All right, really quick.
The
main character in Final Fantasy VIII, his name is Squall. He gets impaled by a magical blizzard spell.
Okay.
And, like, blacks out, and he wakes up in a crazy, like, space station. Or not a space station. He wakes up in the D-District prison. So the theory is that when he was impaled by the blizzard spell, he actually, the rest of the game is like his dying death dream.
Oh.
Because the game sort of takes like a really crazy time travel-y scenario after that first disc. And so the theory is that he's actually dying because like there's a whole bunch of crazy twists in the entire game, and the characters develop in some pretty drastic manners. I love that game, but the theory made it even better for me.
Yeah,
it was a really cool theory.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to number 4. I have my sound effect. I know you're gonna want to talk about this one, Janet.
Yeah, number 4 is GTFO. And
what does that stand for, Janet?
What does it stand for?
Yeah.
The patriarchy. But well, I mean, it stands for get the fuck out. Of course, everyone knows that.
Get the full.
On the off chance that people don't know that, covering my bases. But yeah, I found this one through like just doing some Googles, and I had never watched it before or heard about it before, so I checked it out. And I think you can rent it on iTunes.
Really?
If you want to go super legit, you can also find it on the internet.
Renting on iTunes.
Yeah, I mean, they worked hard to make the documentary. Okay, so, but this one was really interesting. It's basically looking at like women in the game industry, and like I feel like a lot of it to be a good documentary, you should have some type of driving question. And in GTFO, the driving question is, if half of gamers are women, why aren't more women in the gaming industry? Which is something I actually never really thought about for some reason. I just didn't like realize like, oh yeah, that is weird. So the obvious answer is because of different things of relating to sexism. So the film explores a couple different answers. So they like look at marketing, they look at like online harassment, and they look at a bunch of other things, and they interview a bunch of different women in the industry, as well as men in the industry, and they ask them all like similar questions about those different kind of sections of the documentary. It's like split into the different sections. So they just kind of explore that, and whether or not you've either experienced sexism in the industry or you've seen like it happen to people on different levels. It was like really kind of eye-opening just to see like all the different ways it like affects what our industry and what our community is. But it also wasn't all negative, which I think was good because it's easy to kind of point out a problem, but like, okay, like so what am I supposed to do for it besides like not be crappy to people? So it was kind of nice too because they highlighted different organizations and different companies that are trying to combat sexism in the industry, either through like creating inclusive games, running conventions, like women running conventions like for other women. They highlighted different game studios, like Giant Space Cat was ones they highlighted that like creates like pretty inclusive games. So yeah, I just thought it was really interesting, and it brought up a lot of important issues that are going on in our community. So I just thought it was a good one, especially if you're on the fence about like, I think the whole like sexism in games and whether or not it's like a real thing or legitimate thing. I think it's definitely a really good one to check out because it brings up a lot of important and accurate points.
So that was well said. You made some good points, but this guy here, oh my God, I think he's gonna agree to disagree. I think this is what you call men pain. So let's listen to him.
Oh my God.
The GTFO focuses on a political agenda. It focuses on policing the web, and actually, it's policing the web. This is so stupid. It's really jumbling up my words and sentences. All it does is that it polices the web and shuts down free communication on one specific detail on the internet: the gaming community. It is a completely one-sided, ignorant, idiotic, close-minded, uninteresting, pretentious, and uncomfortably and disgustingly biased opinion piece that blames society, men most of all, for online issues about video games and developers.
So
who hurt you?
What do you say to this
it's
guy?
About
this guy is very
who hurt you?
It's about policing the web, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Is that what he
Was
said?
it?
I don't say anything.
I don't
say anything to this guy. I like send him a picture of like the loading screen for Pokemon Go.
Like it's just
and then after that I send like another loading screen.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
His argument is so incoherent that it's hard to be offended by it.
Is it an argument?
Is it?
I think it's just like a string of words and policing the web.
Thanks for trying. Just send a participation award to him.
And that was the nice part. Then he starts getting into like some words after when he starts talking about like Anita.
Well, he threw some words at the beginning. I mean,
oh yeah. No,
he's Anita Sarkeesian, isn't it? She like makes she's like there for like a minute.
Yeah, everyone's like favorite thing is to hate on Anita. Like
I love the fact like once he starts talking about her, then he goes into like full conspiracy theories. It's like Anita Sarkeesian is in this movie, so you know what that means. Like no, I don't know what that means. Like
I don't know who that is.
She's just like the leading voice in feminism in video games. I guess she's become that.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
the
like
poster
she
child.
does a lot of different stuff, but one thing she looks at is like video games and like different tropes of women in games. And like, to be real, like I've watched a lot of her stuff, and some of it I don't agree with.
Yeah.
But most of it I do. Some of it I don't. Just because like she's not a gamer, which is fine. You don't have to be something to critique something. Like I don't make movies.
Right.
I can still like, critique movies.
Right.
Like it's not that big a deal. But she actually snaps so hard in this documentary. Like she does a really good job, and I totally agree with the stuff that she brings up. But shoot, what was I gonna say? Oh, but it's more than just about the internet.
Yeah.
Despite what that one dude was like being all weird about. But yeah, it's super well done. And I liked it a lot.
I've said this before, but like when and he starts saying this in the video, he like when you call somebody an SJW, a social justice warrior, that is like the coolest thing you can try to call somebody. Like who's gonna be hurt when you call them a social justice warrior? That's like I don't get it. I don't see how that's supposed to be a mean like bad word.
I remember what I was gonna say now. Another great thing about the documentary is they show you a couple like websites where run by women, where they like just basically just put sexist men on blast about stuff. So they like screenshot like the messages they get, or they like have audio clips of like things they say like when they're like playing online. So it just like burns all these dudes who are like just shouting into the space of the internet because they have a lot of man pain. So that's kind of nice too, because I don't know if that's productive for some women, then that's like cool because like do you. But yeah, it's kind of cool to archive people being assholes sometimes.
You have evidence for it.
All right, let's move on. Whenever Janet and Laura are on the show, like this turns into like the feminism podcast. Like they go full on. Also, also,
okay, Paul's definitely one of the biggest feminists on Big Culture.
Yeah.
Just gonna throw it out there.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. I have no problem with it. But I mean, the thing is, for some reason, they're turning the word feminism into like a bad thing. They call it a cancer on society.
I don't even think they those people don't even understand what the true definition of feminism is.
I don't think they also understand what cancer is.
Yeah. Like, I don't think they know either of those.
Well, I mean, it's like, do you agree that women and men should have equal rights? Yes? Okay, you're a feminist. Like, that's all it is. Like, that's as far as you go.
And this is just to play the devil's advocate, because
boy.
what you just said, no, what you just said is equal rights, not feminism.
Feminism, they want equal rights. That's what they're asking for.
Yeah, but then that would just be equal rights.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what they want.
Right.
Well, that's been a whole argument too, where she.
Well, do you mean like we need equity, not equality? Is that like what you mean by that? Like.
I mean, I guess I think some of the confusion comes in where people say, what Paul just said is two different names.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Feminism is. Some people think feminism is just giving more power to women.
Yeah.
Well, it's like because you need to fight something to bring it up to equal standards to something that's already there. It's like you need feminism to get it noticed. Like if you don't have feminism, then people are going to talk about like.
And I'm not disagreeing with you guys, because I do believe, you guys know my views, but there are, and I've experienced women who talk about feminism, but then only do it one-sided. Yeah.
Evan, I've had,
for example,
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I've had this conversation with my boyfriend before, because he's a self-proclaimed self-proclaimed feminist as well, but we've had conversations about this, about the name of it, and it's feminism. It's evolved past that name in a way, so it totally can confuse some people. Like you're saying, that it can confuse people and think, oh, it's just about only women like doing this, but it's for like humans in general to have equality as well.
Yeah, it's like it's a name of the movement, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is fine. They don't want more. They want to be paid equally. Like they want to have the same kind of rights. And there's a lot of truth behind that.
Yes, there is. The pay thing is definitely an issue, but it's not the issue that we talk about.
Yeah.
We talk about that 78%, which isn't accurate. Mm-hmm. The pay gap is more of a career choice than it is. There is a pay gap between what women and men make for the same positions, but it's not the 78%. Yeah. The pay gap comes from career choices.
Yeah, I guess it's like it's mainly a misunderstanding of what feminism means.
Right.
Yeah.
The entire thing is a major misunderstanding, and I think, and it's generally not the the feminists' fault. Like they know what they stand for.
Mm-hmm. And I agree with that. I agree with Janet because, like, I have seen some of Anita's videos.
No,
a lot of them
I haven't.
Are on
So I
Spot.
can't say anything about this, but only because I like to play the devil's advocate. But and like I said, I don't think it's not feminists' fault that they're the message of equality is misconstrued to, especially the people as that we like to say are having man pain.
Yeah,
they just take it and they blow it way out of proportion.
Right.
I mean, look, it's kind of getting a little political.
I was about to say, like, I feel like the girl from Mean Girls at one part when she's like, "Can't we just all eat cake and get along like we did before?"
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about the documentary, and I'm definitely gonna have to watch it. And and you guys know where I stand.
Yes.
I just
look. I mean, if you go online and you see, like, just read comments and just see people's reactions.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, like, it's, and I get that, like, feminism is about a lot more than just female empowerment, especially if you're, doing it the right way, where you're considering, like, all these other intersectionalities, because, like, if you're fighting for women, you're also fighting for, like, people of color and, like, all these, like, LGBTQ rights, right? Mm-hmm. Because, like, those are all, like, women. Like, women are a lot of things besides just being women. But I think at the end of the day, like, because people are like, oh, well, if it's really about equality, like, why isn't it called something that, like, isn't, like, related to women? I'm like, all that tells me is that, like, you're uncomfortable with female empowerment.
Yeah.
Like, you have it's like those people who, once again, this is also getting, like, political or whatever, but, like, the Black Lives Matter movement, like, that if you're uncomfortable with that name, it tells me that you're uncomfortable with the statement that Black Lives Matter, which is, like, that makes me uncomfortable, because it means, like, you're a little racist, like,
No, the
problem... So, it's just, like, that's how words work.
I think the biggest issue is not necessarily the names, but how the names are portrayed in the media.
Oh, yeah.
So you know what? The documentary gets at this too a little bit, to kind of, like, like reel it in a bit and, like, tie it back to the top 10. It mentions, why some gamers are uncomfortable with feminism in gaming, and, like, one thing that one developer brings up, who I think is, or gaming industry guy, who is male, is he's like, well, when we talk about, like, feminism in games, like, some gamers freak out because they're like, you're gonna change, like, the games that I like, and they get defensive about it because they're like, like, I don't.
That makes no sense to me either.
Right? They're like, I like honest, this the way it is. Like,
right? No, I know. You guys are absolutely right. That also makes no sense to me. I would be. I don't know.
Let's be honest. When you, like, there is a status quo, and when you're used to something, and you hear people trying to talk about changing things, and no, maybe things should be different. Yeah, there are people who kind of feel like, no, they don't want that. They don't want to see change. It's like,
true.
Why do you, and they say, because they mention this a lot, they say, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the way things are now. Don't change it, right?
But, I have heard that. I don't understand. I mean, I guess I love when things change. I love when iTunes updates and I get a whole new user interface. Like, bring it on. I just don't understand closed-minded people.
Yeah, I think some gamers hate change a little bit, though. I mean, like, let's, as a community, and I think that's what's so interesting about. That's why, like, video game feminism is my favorite one, because it's super interesting to me. Yeah. And I love games more than, like, anything. So yeah, but it's interesting because I think, I don't know. Yeah, there's definitely, like, and we could say that's even tied to, like, our gamer nostalgia of, like, the old ways are the best ways, and, like, I think it's just. I think sometimes when it comes to, like, feminism in gaming, people, like, don't look at it necessarily as so much, like, changes in representation or narrative, but, like, ways that, like, games creativity may be hindered because now they have to abide by, like, certain standards or something like that. So, like, people are just like, can get weird about it. But I think I'm really glad that, like, the documentary does go into that a little bit, because they look at all these different, not just, like, what things are. They're not just, like, showing, like, oh, like, this is messed up, right? It's like, oh, what's happening, and, like, in what different ways do, like, different components of the industry, like, affect other components of the industry, from competitive gaming to online gaming to who's making games, who's buying games, what kind of programs we have, things like that. So yeah, it really hits all those like different
like a broad
levels
scope.
That it has a nice scope of things. So yeah, definitely an interesting one.
Also, last thing I'll say here, and this is probably the most dangerous thing I'm going to say, because I am pretty drunk.
Oh my god.
Just look at what you see online, and it's almost undeniable that like misogyny and calling women names and being okay with it is kind of more socially okay than being like a racist or homophobe. It's become like almost fine to be like a misogynist online. And that's a scary thing. I think that's the main reason why I back feminism so much. Because I don't see people online being so out and open about like, yeah, I hate the black movement, like the black movement trying to push for equality. I don't like that. You know what I mean? It's like, it's more okay to be a misogynist than it is to be a racist now.
And I think that goes back to how the media and press cover our pretty much our lives. What's important right now in the media? Not women's rights.
It's almost as if media reflects the world around us.
Or the world reflects media.
It's like a little bit of both, which is why, and that's why we should be critical of our games in a lot of levels. Does that mean I think we shouldn't have Grand Theft Auto? No, but does that mean I kind of don't really play Grand Theft Auto anymore? A little bit. I mean, I still mess with Liberty City Stories on the PSP because it was pretty damn good. But yeah, I think games are a lot of things, and we should be reflective and critical and hold to high standards. The same way we we just want some good games. Yeah, and
and also
some good communities.
To cap off our conversation, and to everybody who's listening. This is exactly how you have a grown-up conversation about these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
Yeah.
If you
or
can
you just
have
go
a
on
level-headed
N4G.
conversation. What's that?
Or you just go on N4G.
Those N4G
and start yelling.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. So much mansplaining. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good conversation.
People also need to get over the fact that calling somebody a social justice warrior sounds bad, because that's a fucking cool name. Like, it sounds awesome.
It does.
So either think about or figure out what a name calling means, how it works, or like think of a better name. Like that's not gonna do it. That's like calling somebody like, oh, you're just a like super cool like crime fighter. Take that. Like, okay, I'll take it. I'm a social justice warrior. Let's move on to number 3.
Yes. Oh my god. Okay, King of Kong, A Fistful of Quarters. Tell me when y'all watch this, right?
Oh, this is like, I love this movie.
Okay, I have not watched it, so if you want to
I love this movie.
Roll with it.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's pretty outdated at this point, because the main plot of the movie, and it's really well constructed too. Anybody who doesn't play video games can watch this and be intrigued. Like, there's so much drama in it, it's ridiculous. So, it is about Steve Wiebe, I think is his name, who is trying to get the world score for Donkey Kong, like the original Donkey Kong arcade game. He wants to get the best score, and he goes up against Billy Mitchell, who is the current, or was the current world record holder at the time. Like, I think it was back in 2006. And the interesting thing about the story is that Billy Mitchell, he has kind of like, he is like the mob leader of like competitive gaming, or was at the time. So anybody trying to get the high score, like, needed to deal with him and his people. Like, there was a lot of shady stuff going on too. And not only that, but Billy Mitchell is like kind of a dick. Like, it's like he's like the biggest he's the biggest douche that you can imagine. Like, he's got a giant mullet, and he's always wearing like a red, white, and blue like shirt, and he's always got like an American flag on his tie. Like, watch, just like YouTube Billy Mitchell. Anytime you've seen him talk in any kind of interview, he only talks about how great he is and how amazing everything he's done is, and how shitty everyone else is. So that, like,
wait,
he sounds like a humble dude.
Go ahead.
Was he one of the, like, you know the movie Pixels?
I think they based. I think.
Didn't they base a character off of him?
Yeah, because he had a mullet, right?
Right. Yeah, and it was Peter Dinklage who played him.
Yeah, I don't know if like he had the same kind of mannerism. And,
I think he did because
personality.
looking at the images of Billy Mitchell, it's like identical.
Yeah, it's like so they. When you film a documentary, you just film real life, and then you can kind of turn that into like any kind of narrative you want, right? So obviously they went with like, Billy Mitchell is the bad guy, and Steve Wiebe he's the good guy, like he's the little guy trying to get the high score. And I'm pretty sure, like I saw reports and I've seen interviews of Billy Mitchell, like really, he was really mad about how the editing went and how they made him seem like the villain, even though he's a terrible person. But anyway, if you wanna kind of get an idea of what kind of person he is, like here's some of his best scenes from the movie, and like this is unedited, like this is all him just talking.
If I have all this good fortune, if everything's rolling my way, if all these balls have bounced in my favor, there's some poor bastard out there who's getting his screws put to him. No matter what I say, it draws controversy. It's sort of like the abortion issue. What? If you're for it, you're a son of a gun. If you're against it, you're a son of a gun. I'm not God. I don't have all the answers. So I have to be careful how I share my opinions. I often have people ask me what my handle is, what my 3 initials are. I mean, come on. I tell people, look at me. What do you think my 3 initials were? If you don't know, you're not looking hard enough.
TIE?
No. Which one was I wearing yesterday?
The American.
USA? USA.
Yeah.
So I had Latin friends and I had Canadian friends, and I always had to keep the Americans on top.
Excuse me, guy. I got a celebrity in the car here. Can I cut in front of you?
He's just pointing at himself.
Like it if I lose.
Oh my god.
Sometime.
Yeah. Oh,
that's funny.
So there you go.
This is the best. This is the best line on the whole movie.
Does this have my name on the back or something?
He's looking at a fortune cookie.
It says you have a yearning for perfection.
Oh, Billy.
The fuck? He was the world record holder of Pac-Man. Like that's his life achievement, which is a pretty good achievement. But he takes that and he runs with I'm the king of the world, right? Like I'm the best at everything. So, he's looking at a fortune cookie and it says like, is this about me? Because I'm I'm awesome, so this must be about me. Like fuck. And there's this one scene in the movie where Steve Wiebe, he finally gets the high score, right? It's like a really emotional moment. And back at the time, you had to send that high, whatever you recorded it on. And I think he had an actual tape. So he sent the tape to headquarters for them to review before giving him the title. And they're watching his score. And while they're watching his score, a guy, Billy Mitchell sends a guy with a secret hidden package. It's like, oh, when you're done watching that, play this. And it's something that he recorded, who knows when, that it's a little bit better than, Steve Wiebe's score. So it's he had a tape saved just in case somebody beat him. And then okay, now show him that I'm still the winner. Here, I'm nobody's beat me. And it's and then you see scenes of Steve Wiebe crying at home. Aww. It's with his family because he's taking time off from teaching to be able to try to get the high score. But it's it's such a good movie. Janet, have you seen it at all while you were doing research?
I haven't watched it. I need to watch it because it's I feel like it's part of the video game documentary canon. You just have to watch it. But I know my brother's watched part of it, and he's like, "Man, I hate that documentary because that dude's just such an asshole." So I'm I just haven't gotten around. I'll do it just to do it, but yeah.
Yeah. So
it's on YouTube.
So fun fact, I was just looking it up because I was curious, and I found his Wikipedia page, and this guy and I share a birthday. So, hey, I was like, oh, good. I have to share a birthday with this horrible person.
Oh, God. And the reason I said it's outdated, this was back in 2006. Now, 10 years later, they're not even in the top 10. There's a ton of other people who've come forth And I think this movie made that popular, like people curious and interested in getting the high score in Pac-Man. No, sorry, not Pac-Man, Donkey Kong.
Right.
That's why it's called a King of Kong. But yeah, it's great. Watch it on YouTube. I think it's on YouTube, or just buy it.
I think it's on Netflix
I think it's
too.
worth it.
I think it might be on Netflix still, maybe.
I think it might be, yeah. But it's one of my favorite movies. Just like not even just documentaries or video game documentaries. It's just an awesome movie. So let's move on to number
2. Yeah, number 2 is Thank You for Playing. It is about that dragon cancer. So yeah, which is a
Evan's gonna like this.
Yeah, one. Evan, actually, do you want to explain a little bit about the game? Just because I haven't played it technically, even though I know it's about cancer.
Yeah, the game is pretty much a telling of I don't remember the couple's name. The Green family.
Yeah,
and
Ryan and
their
Amy.
son. What was his name?
Joel.
Joel. Yeah. Joel Green. He had a pretty long name of cancer, and he unfortunately lost that battle. But the game is it's pretty much a telling of the struggle of his parents through that whole process. It's a really really difficult game to get through, but definitely worth the time. But it's a really powerful game.
Okay, here's a clip of the movie. This is part of the trailer, so it's not that long. Oh, wait, I gotta hit play. Sorry.
To me, this is more than a video game. It's a means to talk about my son. It's kind of like a diary. And so even in the midst of working on a game about my son, who's terminally ill, there's a certain escape. But you can't escape forever.
Oh, you guys are so lucky you're not watching this, because it's like the video is a lot sadder than just the audio. Like you see the
I
parents.
thought the audio was really sad. I'm like, oh my
Oh
god.
god, no! You see the dad is crying while he's saying that, and he's holding his baby.
Nope.
Ugh.
Nope.
Yeah, Evan, you didn't know they made a documentary about this?
No, actually, I don't even remember how I found this game in the first place.
Yeah.
But I read something about it. I think it was January. It was shortly after it came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I got to play this. I mean,
I haven't seen the movie. I really want to see it because it's just mainly the dad talking.
Yeah.
You see the mom at one point in the video; she's also crying.
Oh god.
But
apparently they do the voices in the game too,
Oh.
because
Yeah.
I recognized his voice.
The baby does the voice too, because at one point in the trailer they're holding him up to and making him laugh.
Oh my god.
And they're recording him laughing. So that's actually baby's laugh
Oh my
in the game.
Right.
So he's talking about how he's really passionate about this. He wants to make a movie about this, and like not just the game, but it's like he knows there's like a limited time that he has with the baby, so he knows he's taking time away while making the movie while making the game while he could be with the baby. So he's like balancing that whole thing. It's like he doesn't have much time left. I gotta make the game, but I also want to make the movie. But yeah, I haven't seen it. I don't think I want to see it because it's like I think I know enough. And now that Evan has told me spoiled the ending,
there is no spoiler.
Yeah,
you know the ending.
Yeah. Cancer is
I don't know, man. It's like some people it lasts longer for some people more than others, but yeah.
But yeah, I haven't watched this documentary only because I haven't played the game yet. So I want to play the game before I watch the documentary. But the thing that sounds really cool to me about it, and the thing that the thing that makes me interested in the game is the crossover between video games and empathy. That's such a big thing for me. I love having games that I can feel emotionally invested in. Just as part of the diverse range of what games offer. So obviously I'm not emotionally invested when I play Mario. At least not with not with the character, with my own hate. But that's about it. But yeah, so I've been getting really into storytelling games lately. So yeah, and I think that's one of my favorite things about games, how the emotional connections that exist, whether it's something the game kind of imposes on you, or like whether it's like a memory you like have playing the game, or like something with like you playing it with someone else, and how that like ties into like your emotional like existence. So yeah, like oh my god, the documentary sounds amazing, and like obviously gonna produce a lot of tears, which is also I'm just kind of waiting to play, because I know I've been in the mood lately, just like sit and play a game and just like openly weep with like, you know, have it all set up, like just really go to town, get like the wine out, like but yeah, so I'm looking forward to checking this one out, and just kind of seeing the behind the scenes of like what that process was like, especially since it was, you know, so emotional.
Yeah, I'd definitely be interested in watching that one.
Yeah. All right, let's go. That one's definitely on YouTube. So
don't forget your box.
All right, let's go to number
for that one though.
And stream it too while you watch it.
Oh my god, it's so sad.
Oh no.
Number 1.
Yeah, number 1. Oh, sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, nice. Okay, number 1 is Indie Game the Movie, because of course. Yeah, so you guys have watched this one, right?
Yeah, and this one is, I can guarantee this one is for sure still on Netflix. So
yeah.
Watch it, it's so good.
Okay. It's totally on Netflix, and I love this movie. I was we were like figuring out, you know, the order, and I definitely pushed this as the number 1, because like, for me, my bias about like this documentary is this movie changed my whole life. I never played an indie game before this movie. I watched it, I think, when I was like a freshman in college, maybe, so like 4 years ago. Yeah, and I just never played an indie game before. I don't think I had Steam. I think I kind of knew what it was, but not really. So like, and obviously I was like late as hell to the game, but like this, I watched this documentary and I get to see, you know, it follows Super Meat Boy and Fez and Braid predominantly, so like Ed McMillan, and I always forget the name of the other guy, Tommy? Yeah, Tommy Refemez. And then, you know, with Fez, Jonathan Blow is all that stuff. So
no.
Yeah, who did Fez?
Phil
Fish.
Phil
Oh yeah, Jonathan Blow is Braid.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a weird dude. It was pretty great watching him talk.
Oh god, he's like he becomes the star of the movie.
Yeah, I love him. He was awesome. And a little strange, which is great. That's like everyone. Yeah. So
he's like, just like my favorite clip in the movie. It's like, what do you do if your game doesn't succeed? I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I'm just gonna kill myself.
Me too.
And then cuts to the next scene.
Yeah,
he's so serious.
I like made people watch this, and then they were like, I like made my friends watch it in my college dorm like a few years after I had first watched it, and then they're like, why are you showing me this? I'm like, it's so good, right? It's so good.
Really good.
Yeah, but I think it does a really good scope of like, you know, like what indie games are and like why they exist and like what these different like developers are trying to do with their game, and like, yeah, I think it just kind of does a good overview if like you're not familiar with indie games, which I think a lot of people at this point in the community, if you're like in the community, you should be familiar with indie games. But if you're like outside the community, or if you're more in like the AAA realm, like you may not be as aware of like the indie game movement and what that really means besides cheap downloaded games.
Oh god.
So yeah, I think it's a great intro to what indie games are if you don't already know. And if you do already know, it's kind of just like a feel good film about like what that process was. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're it'll make you appreciate the developers of indie games and what they go through, because it's not all fun and games. It's like for them it's really like a struggle.
It's like
we were talking about last week, we were talking about the guy who made No Man's Sky, like the lead developer. Forget his
Sean
name.
Murray.
He had to sell his house. He had to sell his house to be able to finance the game, and like he had like the worst time getting it out. But Phil Fish is like, I mean, even if you haven't seen the movie, you might have heard of Phil Fish, because he became really famous on Twitter for saying some really stupid like shit, like telling people that they don't deserve Fez 2, and telling people that Japanese games are just bad. All Japanese games are bad. Like some really dumb things. Eventually, I think he got removed from Twitter.
Didn't they like? No, didn't he? I thought he left because someone like stole his. They like got his social and they like.
He got doxxed. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so he's like, I'm like, he just pieced. So it was pretty crazy too. But yeah, so there's like a lot of fun things with this. Some feel good moments, a lot of drama, like some super intense stuff. But yeah, it's a nice behind the scenes.
Although all the stories they all end up in a good note at the end of the movie. Even Phil Fish has like a pretty good story. Like the guy that he's battling with in court, like his partner, I think they end up settling to, and then the guys who made Super Meat Boy, which is a really good game too. They also end up becoming millionaires by the end of the movie. So yeah, it's awesome. Let me play a clip from the movie.
I am determined to make video games, and I make video games because I can.
I mean, it's the sum total of every expressive medium of all times
filthy.
made interactive. Like, how is that not? It's awesome.
Also, I can't stand that guy, but what he's saying is true. Like, that's one of the main reasons I love this industry is because it is like the reason it's like the latest and the newest form of entertainment is because it did take like music and then it took movies and books and kind of it is a combination of all of them. So it's like movies they can only just show, you know, pictures and audio and music. You can only create art with sounds and books, you know, they're books. Video game takes everything. It's like a little bit of everything, and that's the reason like it had to wait for everything to come first before like video games came through, and that's why we're still like in such an infant time of the industry. Like it's only been 30 years since we started.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My whole career has been me trying to find new ways to communicate with people because I desperately want to communicate with people, but I don't want the messy interaction of having to make friends and talk to people because I probably don't like them.
Yeah.
And it's not just a game. Like, I'm so...
I think Janet's gonna like that.
That's so accurate. I kind of want to have to go outside.
Alright, so that's number one. That's Indie Game the Movie. Everybody, like, homework, watch it. Everybody has to watch it after we
so
finish
wonderful.
tonight. It's so good. It's like one of the best movies you're ever gonna see. Yeah, let's go on break. What song should take us out? Should I play something from Super Meat Boy or not Fez? I don't wanna do anything positive for Phil Fish. I'll play a song from Super Meat Boy that'll take us out, and segment 2 is gonna be a lot shorter, but I got something planned for that. It's new releases. Let's talk about Inside for a little bit, and then question of the week, and yeah, we'll be right back. Hey everybody, hope you're enjoying the show. Laura.
Yes.
How about that segment 1 that we just did?
That was super interesting, actually.
It might be the best first segment we've ever done.
I think so. I think it is.
Yeah. What was your favorite part?
I think number 7 was my favorite part.
Number 7? Number 7 was the best. Anyway, so for all you guys listening, what website can they go to see more of these top 10s and reviews and articles and everything else that we do?
Well, if they want to see all that, they should go to bitcultures.com to check out all of our podcasts, some features and reviews, as well as, top 10 lists and other videos.
That's like your No Man's Sky review will be on there pretty soon.
Oh, yes, it will. I am so close, so close to getting it perfect.
Yeah, I'm not bored of it yet.
Oh, I mean, it's getting there.
It's getting there? Oh, God. Well, we talked about that in segment 1. I think we did. I don't remember, but we might have.
Yes.
We'll see. All right, so, again, that's bitcultures.com. Top 10s, reviews, features, news, video shows, podcasts like this one.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, bitcultures.com. What was it one more time, Laura?
It's bitcultures.com.
There you go. All right, and back to the show. German, you know what's bringing us in?
What's that?
I don't know. Probably a song from one of the new releases. I don't know what they are yet.
Would you like me to just hop in?
Sure. Let's
All
go.
right, there are a ton. Well, a relative ton.
Save that one for last. The one that we're gonna, or that Janet's gonna talk about for a little bit.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I have no idea what you're talking about, but Janet sealed the deal. All right.
Yep.
So, well, the one I'm most excited about is Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. That comes out on Tuesday. We should have a review for that shortly after.
Let me check my email for that copy.
Because I'm super excited for that. You have no idea.
I haven't even played the first yet.
Oh my gosh.
It was free on Xbox.
Well, wait. Like...
No, the remake.
Okay.
The remake.
All right.
That one was free on Gold last month.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
Did you download it?
My boyfriend did. I missed it because I didn't have Gold, but I'm playing it on his Xbox.
Well, you should get PlayStation Plus, just like Janet is about to.
Oh yeah, I am gonna get it.
Actually, a little note on Deus Ex: Mankind Divided, and speaking of feminism and Black Lives Matter.
Here we go again.
No. This is not playing the devil's advocate this time. This is actually kind of cool. Mankind Divided.
Why?
Is so if you're not familiar with it, there are these people, they call them augs, and they're people who have different augmentations on their bodies for various reasons, maybe from illness or from an injury or something. And it's supposed to be, and obviously I haven't played it yet, but it's supposed to be like a commentary on the world we live in now, where there's a lot of hate and discrimination towards people with augmentations. And so that's kind of what the game is about. So I'm really interested in seeing how they do that. From what I read a review earlier that said that it touches on some pretty important topics that are pretty relevant with today. So I'll be interested in seeing how that works.
Nice.
Yeah. So that comes out. That's the one I'm most excited for. Madden.
Wait, I just
Yep.
noticed.
Yes.
I just noticed that I have a sound effect that would be good for the beginning of new releases. It should be this.
What are you buying?
Right. Maybe I should kind of combine it with.
That's not bad. And then for Deus Ex, you could have "I never asked for this."
What are you buying?
There you go.
That was perfect.
That's
actually.
cute.
Yes.
All right. So Deus Ex comes out on the 23rd, I believe, is when Tuesday is. Madden NFL 17 comes out on Tuesday as well, with Rob Gronkowski on the cover, which I'm not too thrilled about, but it's okay.
Don't know who that is. No
He
idea.
is a tight end for the New England Patriots.
No idea who they are either.
Oh,
That's all right. Peter is a big fan. So that comes out. The King of Fighters 14 comes out on the 23rd in North America and the 26th in Europe.
Oh, I could get that actually.
Yeah, just for the PS4. The Master of Orion reboot comes out on the 25th for PC. Deus Ex and Madden come out on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and then PS3 and Xbox 360 for Madden. And then everything, all those other ones are... Well, wait, is it 26th Friday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so then a game... do you want me to talk about European releases? Some of these European releases are coming out before the American ones.
If they're... Well, no, because then we'll talk about them.
Okay, then never mind. So then the last... Well, actually, I don't know. Let me do a little research here real quick to make sure that this is actually happening. Allegedly, the Neo beta demo, the second one, is supposed to come out on the 23rd as well. If you don't know what that is, it's kind of like... it's very similar to Dark Souls... with the difficulty level and play style, really. The first demo was really, really tough. And then lastly, oh no, I lied. There's one more game that comes out tomorrow for the PC. It's called Abduction.
Ooh.
Is that about aliens? It better be about aliens.
it is an upcoming adventure video game developed by Cyan Worlds.
That doesn't sound
It's a spiritual
scary.
successor to Myst and Riven. So
Nope, disappointed.
Sorry. All right, so lastly,
Disappointed.
Janet will be talking about this one, if I'm correct. Inside comes out for the PS4 on Tuesday.
I was gonna buy that, Janet. I thought it already had come out.
Yeah, I wish.
Mm-hmm. Is anybody else not interested in playing Inside? Because from what I've heard, it's like it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
one of the best games
awesome.
2 months ago when it came
I've
out.
heard it's good. I wasn't a big fan of Limbo.
What?
That's fair though.
I like the
it's
art
good.
style. Yeah, I like the art style, but
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Limbo. So I can't say I'm particularly excited about Inside, but Janet's really talked it up, and Nick wrote the review, I believe.
Yeah.
And I edited it, and it was pretty good. So both of them have gotten me at least a little more interested in it than I would have been if I didn't know them.
And anybody listening, the reason we didn't talk about it when it originally came out on Xbox One is we weren't doing the podcast regularly, so not playing favoritism here or anything. But now we can actually talk about it. Like finally, I'm excited to hear what this game's about. Is it better than Limbo?
Yes.
Is it?
Such a simple yes. I like
Yeah.
that. I like
is it
that.
better? Is it better than Braid? Because I love Braid a lot.
I would say yes, but here's two biases. One, I definitely didn't beat Braid at all. Two, I just didn't like Braid. I don't know why. I just didn't. I was like not interested. Something about like how it was. I don't know. I just wasn't interested. Maybe it was just like the little guy in his little blazer, but I just did not like that game. So I did not play that much of it. So I can't really say, but definitely better than Limbo. I mean, yeah, than Limbo, I would say.
Mm-hmm. So what's the game about? Without spoiling, because I'm gonna get it soon.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and just look at the articles a little bit because it was really it's really hard to talk about it without like giving it away. But really, it's just about like it's dystopian in a sense. You're a boy, just like in Limbo, and you are like you're just kind of running from this like powerful entity of like you're like I'm not sure if this is like some other force, I'm not sure if it's like a government thing, but they're like, you know, you're running and you'll have like soldiers or like not soldiers but like people that'll come and shoot you if they see you, so you're kind of just trying to hide from everything, and it's not completely clear like if you're running away from like some institution or running like inside of the institution, title of the game. So but you're just trying to stay alive and like get out to some capacity, I feel like. You know, you go your typical like left to right for the most part. Granted, I also didn't find a lot of the secrets, so maybe you don't always go left to right. But yeah, so what really makes this game awesome is one, the sound, and then two, like the it has a lot of these like moments where you like think you're dead, but then you're like, wait, no, I'm not dead. So it kind of like blurs those lines, and that makes it really immersive for me because like it's not your typical like, oh, you know, like I think with games a lot of times things are very clear cut. If we think of like the history of games and where games got their start, you know, it was in levels and things. And obviously we've moved away from that in some sense, and sometimes we keep that kind of thing. But since it kind of just feels like this continuous story that like I'm involved in, so I feel like super drawn into this game, which is why I love it so much and why I think it's such a great game. And the sound is just completely incredible. And just for, you know, anyone listening and for you guys to really get like the full context of like how I feel like me saying that means a lot. I don't care about game sound pretty much at all. I like normally don't put on, which I know is terrible because it's like such a big part of the game, but like I normally play my own music when I play games. Like a lot of times. So I only really listen to music when like I started more with like when I started writing for Bit Cultures because it's part of how we review games. So I'm like, well, I guess now I have to play it because I need to know if it's good or not. Yeah. But this was definitely one where like I was never tempted at all to not like it's like the biggest part of like what makes this game awesome. Because the sound engineering is just really well done, and parts of the game you actually need sound to really be able to do it because like that's how you know like certain things are coming towards you or happening. But yeah, I think you know, Nick's tagline on the review said it best of always expect the unexpected. This game continuously subverts expectations in really, really great ways. And and yeah, there's just like a lot of like close, like everything's super well timed, like where there's a lot of like close calls and you kind of barely make it. I feel like for those of you guys who played Limbo, like there's some of that, but some of that feels like a little like not as well polished. I feel like Inside, it feels like it takes a lot of the gaming mechanic concepts that Limbo introduced, but soups them up. In a lot of ways, Inside feels like Limbo with a better budget. And in that sense, it's just a great game. But yeah, I think that's basically like the general feel. Some of my favorite moments I can't really talk about because, that would give away parts of it. But the sound's super well done and everything's just like really amazing. But yeah.
What was Nick's score?
Nick's score was 93.
Wow.
For the pros, he put well-designed world, plenty of mystery, smooth and responsive controls, several memorable moments, fantastic sound design, and grim but eye-catching art style. The cons can be a bit too dark at times. A few uninspired puzzles, lacks replay value outside of checking secrets, and wasn't a fan of the ending, which I also was not a fan of the ending.
Okay.
But that being said, it's probably one of my favorite games ever, I think. I've been harassing all of the Cultures team to play it, and no one has played it. So, and I don't have, other gamer friends that have played it either, so I'm just, sitting... if it wasn't for Nick, I would have lost my mind, I swear to God.
Look, I'm gonna play it soon. I'm gonna force Eric to play it. I know Evan's interested. He might get it.
I'll get it when it comes on
it looks really good.
PlayStation Plus. Just like
there you go. Oh no! Stop that! You don't know when that'll be. That might be 2 years from now.
I know. Part of me, I'm low key, low/high key tempted just to buy. I really want to force this on everyone in my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if
you'll buy it for
you're making that money now, you could. Yeah.
I probably won't. If you want to come through Chicago, I have it. You can just play it on my account. But yeah, because I had no one to share the experience. But it was such a great experience, and I'm like, oh, this thing happened, and I want to. It's kind of like when you watch a movie and no one else has seen the movie, so you're just alone. But luckily Nick had played it, so I just would message Nick, and I'm like, this just happened, and he's like, right, and I'm like, isn't this crazy?
Oh my gosh.
He also I think helped me with one of the puzzles, sort of, because I'm like, I don't know what I have to do here. But eventually I figured it out. So yeah.
All right.
It was a great game.
I'm gonna play it. If we get one more person to play it, and then we can do a spoiler cast.
Oh yay!
Like we did with Uncharted. Yeah, you want to get it?
Yeah.
You want to buy it? You want to play it?
It's actually really short, guys. It's a couple hours.
There you go.
So yeah, you can run through it pretty quick.
All right, we'll do a spoiler cast pretty soon.
Yeah.
All right. So, the thing that I wanted to talk about, and I brought this up on the chat, not on the main chat that we have on our podcast chat. I remember when we were talking about Setsuna, there was a song in there that sounded like something else, and I played that, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to do songs that sound like other songs, but I didn't. Just a few. I wanted to do a whole cast and focus on that, especially with some games like Sonic the Hedgehog 3 has a lot of Michael Jackson sounding songs, and that ended up being because he did really work on a lot of those songs. They didn't say anything until he passed away, and they admitted it. But there's a lot of songs that sound like songs you've heard on the Dangerous soundtrack, and I think I forgot one of the albums he had in the 90s. But anyway, there's some here that I wanted to talk about. Janet, do you know what I'm talking about? Have you ever heard a song that it was pretty much basically ripped off another song that came out before it?
In general, or related to games?
Well, a video game song that you've heard.
Not really, but it's because I always have the sound off. But nothing comes to mind. Though I do want to say that Michael Jackson. I feel like a lot of people don't know this, but huge Sega fan, huge. He ghost wrote a lot of different scores for video games. Not the right word, but yeah. Soundtrack.
No, I wish we were doing the podcast when his anniversary came out, because I did write an article about him, about Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, and his ties with Sega are so it's so much fun to dig into that, because you listen to I think it was the ice level in Sonic 3, and that sounds like Who Is It from Michael Jackson's album. And at the time they were saying that no, he didn't do it. He didn't have anything to do with it. It's just coincidence. Same with the end credits of Sonic 3. It sounds like Stranger in Moscow. Again, they were denying it, and then once he passed away, there were no more legal rights. They said, no, yeah, he was basically like working on the soundtrack for Sonic 3. And now you can Google it, like Google Michael Jackson and Sega and Sonic. Like he was over there, like in Japan. There's a picture of him with somebody dressed up as Sonic. Like it's adorable, like both of them are hugging.
I saw that picture. I think you posted it before.
Yes, it's like one of my favorite pictures of all time.
So
it's
cute.
Michael Jackson and Sonic, like like just like together, hugging. It's the best thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so so you might not know some of these. Some of you guys might know some of these, except the last one. I know for a fact nobody knows this last one. But like this first one is like the most obvious one. If you've heard somebody saying that like this game song ripped off this other like regular song, you might have heard about this one. And this is from Chrono Trigger. Okay, who knows what this is? But don't say it.
I think I know.
Don't spoil it for.
I gotta.
Is it? Well, wait. I can't say anything because I'll spoil it.
Yeah, don't say it. But do you know what it is?
I think I know.
So.
Okay, Evan knows. Probably Laura probably knows.
Yeah.
Janet, do you know what that sounds like?
I think so. I don't know the name of it, so it's not helpful.
Here, I'll play it one more time.
Can I sing it?
No.
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm just gonna play it for Janet. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, Rick Astley. You know, no one.
Yep.
Okay, quick thing on Rick Astley. No one believed. Like, I didn't know what Rick rolling was until like 2 years ago because I don't.
Oh, come on! You're like 4 years late.
Did you live on a rock?
Like,
yes, I did because I don't do like internet stuff like that. So like,
dude,
and
he was like,
I like grew up listening to the 80s music because my dad listened to it. So I knew that's how I know that song, and it's like I know that song really well because it's a dope song. And then when my friends thought they're like, oh no, you know it from Rick rolling. I'm like, no, I don't. And they're like, yeah, you do. And I'm like, how are you gonna tell me how I know the song?
That's like,
yeah, but
no, it's a pretty good song though.
I used to work at Bombay, and on they used to play music in, like your store music. I don't know if any of you have ever worked in retail, but most of them have stupid little CDs that they're given to us, and or at least that's how they used to be. I don't know. I haven't been there for like 10 years, but oh god, every other song was Rick Astley.
Oh god.
Rick Astley is like, he was huge in the 80s. He is the whitest guy you'll ever see.
This is also like 2007.
When it became popular. Like,
no, I mean when I was working at Bombay and they were playing it out in the store.
Great, now the song's stuck in my head.
Yeah. So that's almost undeniable. Like I mean, they haven't said anything about it, but
yeah, that's
definitely sounds like it, and that's the one that people kind of think of when they kind of go into this topic. Though again, I don't have a lot of these. I have a few because I want to do another cast where I kind of really go deep into this subject. But I really want to talk about Earthbound because Earthbound is notorious for ripping off songs. At least they haven't admitted it, but like I think one of the reasons it took so long for it to finally come out on Virtual Console, because since it came out in the 90s, you couldn't play the game outside of actually just playing it on your Super Nintendo. Like, you couldn't find it online on the Wii or anywhere else until, like, I think last year, finally. It got re-released. And a lot of people believe it's because of the soundtrack. Because it's, like, prime target for everybody suing the crap out of Nintendo. And you're gonna hear why. Like, a lot of these songs, I'll start with, like, the not likely ones, and then I'll end with the completely obvious ones. This is called Jackie's Cafe in part of the game. It's kind of eerie actually, but it's just it's almost hard to tell. There's like two things going on in the background.
Why did it sound like 4 ukuleles playing like off rhythm from each other? That was horrifying.
Yeah, it's like a lot of things combined, like mixed up. Now, Earthbound is like a pretty weird game in the first place. Like, the guy who made it was not a game developer. The composer here was not, he'd never done a video game soundtrack. It's just a regular, music producer. But here, I'll play it again. So you kind of take that audio, you dig into it, you kind of separate the, like, there's 2 tracks playing in the background. The first one is the theme of the Little Rascals, which is just super fucking odd and random. I don't know why that's even in there. Yeah. Like, that's... So that's the first thing that's in there. Okay?
Nice.
And then the second thing combined with that in the background, or that sounds pretty much like it, is this.
Oh, I don't like this.
Yeah.
That's so creepy sounding.
Yeah, that's the Star Spangled Banner, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's that and the Little Rascals theme combined. They kind of like did a take on those 2 songs and make that into a song for Earthbound when you go into like a cafe where you just buy items.
Oh my
God. It doesn't make any sense for that. It's so weird. Like, that game is so weird.
That's so weird. That's amazing.
So that's one. I know. I've been obsessed with that game for a while, and there's a lot more to that soundtrack that I'm playing here, but there's just like a few. This one here, again, this one, if you listen to classic rock, if you like that genre, you might get this right away. Oh, this is, by the way, this is like the name screen, like part of the game where you like pick your name at the beginning. Okay, does anybody get that or hear what it sounds like?
I don't.
Without saying it.
I don't think so.
No.
Laura, you?
No.
I'm surprised, no.
Okay. I'm gonna play it one more time, actually, because this is a pretty big band, actually. Okay, so it sounds like this.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how...
I think you can hear it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always on those like documentaries about drugs.
Yeah, it is.
So that's
Teenage Wasteland.
Yeah, we won't get fooled again by the Who.
Yeah.
Alright. So there's, I think, 2 more that I have from Earthbound. And then one last one, and then we can finish off here. Okay. This one, I think you all know this one.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, I mean, that one's pretty easy.
Yeah.
That's Chuck Berry. And that one, I think that song plays when you're like in, I think it's like one of the gangs in the game. It's called Frankie. Frankie and the gang or thing, I don't know. And that's his theme song. But that's easily, like that's Chuck Berry. That's Johnny B. Good.
Yeah.
Alright. So, we're almost done here. The last one that I want to play, this one is super interesting. Because this one's undeniable. But this one, like, I don't hear anybody talking about ever. I've Googled it. I've found some articles on it. But other than that, it's like, I think it should be talked about more often because it's just way, way, way too similar to this. But I'll start with the actual game song. Who's played Parappa the Rapper?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I never have.
Alright, so stage 2, Mussolini, where you're learning to drive so you can get a license. And, so you can take out, I think it was Sunny, like the sunflower on a date.
Okay.
So this is the song. You guys know the song. You know this, Evan.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright. So, this is... the band is called Can. They are from Germany. This song is from 1971. So, Parappa Rapper was from 1995, I think. Right, Evan?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 95, 96. So, I think this is why nobody kind of noticed it. Or the reason
I was 6
Can...
when I was playing it.
Or, like, well, I mean, even now. Like, this song is from 1971. I don't think they even, like... I don't know. I don't even think they can sue at this point, but...
Yeah, statue. It's over.
This song is called Turtles Have Short Legs.
Oh, okay.
Evan, that's undeniable.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good.
Yeah. When they start singing, I think it's kind of hilarious to me because it's like kind of English. It's a German band, but it sounds like Englishy. It's like a Japanese guy trying to sing in English. But play one last time, and then we can finish up and close segment 2.
Alright, we're here, just sitting in the car. I want you to show me if you can get far.
And poor Can from the 70s.
Oh my god, it's like exact.
Yeah. It's like maybe there's like one note in there that's kind of off.
Yeah.
That's all you need, man.
It's Vanilla Ice all over again.
Mm-hmm. Vanilla Ice. Oh, that ding 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 ding. And he's just like, no. Theirs goes ding 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 ding. Mine goes ding 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 ding. So there's
you really hit that cymbal like it's hard as fuck. It's different.
It's edgy.
Changed.
So, alrighty, let's finish off. And again, I'm gonna do another one of these with more Michael Jackson stuff, which I love. Question of the week. What was the last question? Last week's question of the week.
Last week's question of the week was, appropriately, what's your favorite sci-fi game? Because all we did was talk about...
A lot of answers.
So Anne-Marie said Enslaved. Jimmy says Mass Effect 2. And, obviously. Cyniac? Oh my god, I don't know how to say his name. Cyniac.
Yeah, Cy.
Okay, Cy says Halo. The original Halo. Carl says Fantasy Star Online 2. I don't know that one.
Nice.
Joshua says Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Oh yeah, another BioWare shout out.
There you go.
Gary says Mass Effect 1. Paul.
Yes.
Paul, you said Mass Effect 2.
Yeah.
Melissa says Mass Effect 2 or Deus Ex Human Revolution. Looks like Diego said Super Metroid, but also Fusion.
Oh god, I would have said Super Metroid if I thought of it.
I didn't think of it either. I would have said Fusion.
Okay, that can be your answer now, Janet.
Sweet. Thanks.
Steven? Oh, no problem. Steven says Mass Effect 2. That's like 4 of them already.
Yeah.
Joe
I really gotta hit this Mass Effect.
Yeah,
it's what?
What? No,
What?
yours is Bioshock and now it's not Mass Effect?
Wait,
Yeah,
you didn't
hold on,
know
stop.
that?
No!
I thought you knew.
No, I feel
keep,
so
like-
betrayed now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are
I
you?
actually don't play games at all. I just own a lot of consoles.
That's like the
and
only game I
like
play.
talking to y'all.
When's your birthday, Janet? I'm gonna buy you the collection.
It
Yeah,
is
seriously.
January 10th.
Okay.
You gotta wait.
Paul and I will go have these
Yeah.
and we'll send it out to you.
Yes, yeah, but you gotta get a PS3 because
Yeah.
we're gonna buy.
I have a PS3. I have a
Oh,
lot
there
of
you go.
consoles.
Perfect.
I just don't play a lot of games.
We'll
No,
get,
I'm serious, Laura. Let's split it 2020. It's like $40.
Yup, I can do that.
All right, we're gonna get you the collection.
Yes.
On PS3.
All right.
Yeah,
so
I have
continue.
such a my backlog is very
Yeah, I feel you. Mine is exponentially growing.
Happy birthday, Janet.
Thank you.
I don't even count mine.
Oh. Joe's is Metroid Prime. Another Metroid. Grant says
you go.
Metroid as well. Angel says Mass Effect. The Mass Effect as a whole, or and Deus Ex Human Revolution. Evan, you said Star Ocean.
Yeah. Hey.
Eric, he wants to be different from the rest of us. Eric
I
says,
like Star Ocean.
I know. I'm just fucking with you.
Is anybody saying Zelda? Because I have
No.
this one cute.
Is that?
Good,
I know.
because that doesn't count as sci-fi.
It doesn't.
Unless you're like,
Oh, maybe.
well, I mean, like,
It's more fantasy.
yeah, but some bookstores will put sci-fi and fantasy together.
Yeah, there's Jack
wrong.
Vance's collection of books does that.
Yeah.
Anyways, Eric says the original Mass Effect, obviously.
Hello, everybody.
Yes.
Raphael actually said No Man's Sky. All right.
What? Wow.
Look at
Okay.
that. Jessica says Halo. Peter also says Halo, but Metroid Prime.
Oh man,
he's
there's
got
like
two.
so many Halos.
I know.
I should have Beyonce's Halo on
Oh
cue.
my god,
Oh yeah, that would be good.
Next
Ryan
time.
Ryan says Faster Than Light. Good choice. And I obviously said Mass Effect as well.
That one gets
gets a 0.
Oh, no, wrong thing. I meant to play this. There you go.
Alright. Oh, okay. Fine.
Yeah, that was
really good though.
I like that was Laura's response, like from an hour ago.
Yeah. Whoops.
All right. So, new question. This is Janet. Did you think of one?
I did think of one.
Ooh, interesting.
Okay.
Hold on. Wait, let me build it up here.
Question of the week is, what game caused you to rage quit the most and why?
Ooh.
Oh.
Like, I rage, but I don't quit. That's the thing.
Really? No, you
just-
should,
I
because
keep
you need
at
to
it.
walk away and like
Yeah.
take
I
a
can't.
break. You just stay
No,
there?
there's-
That's
I've
terrible.
I've like gone. I've just like not gone to work or gone to sleep at 6 a.m.
That will
because
count
I
as
have to finish.
I will allow for like
Rage,
rage
stubbornness?
stubborn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, think when
So-
you like,
Mhm.
you've either rage quit or appalled or something. You know.
I mean, when it happens, it's kind of funny. It's kind of sad because I start yelling at the game. Like I tell the game, "You're just a game. Like you just like I want to beat this level. Like you don't have anything to do. You don't have a job. You don't have anything to do tomorrow. Like I just want to beat you." Like my anger doesn't make any sense. But like it happens. It's true. It's stupid. But I don't know. I'm gonna say Dead Rising.
Oh. I can
Mhm.
see that.
What happened?
Oh.
Because I was trying. I think I've said this before on the podcast, but I was trying to get the achievement for 7-Day Survivor, where you have to play the game for 14 hours straight.
Oh my god.
Like it's like 7 days in game is 14 real life hours, and your life keeps going down. There are zombies everywhere. There are bosses that just randomly respawn, and because your health keeps going down, you have to go and find food. So you have to do that for 14 hours. You can't cheat. Like all those things I mentioned means you have to constantly play. So I try to get that achievement when I got to 13 hours, and I remember I started playing at like 7 p.m. Eastern time. I think it was like 7 a.m. when I was about to almost get the achievement, or maybe like 6. And then my Xbox 360 froze at 13 hours. So it froze. I had to go to work. So I was like, no, I'm getting this achievement. I was like, I was so mad that I called work and I told them I'm not going to work. So like immediately I restarted my Xbox and then I did it again. And then by 7 p.m. then I got the achievement. So.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Because I wasn't going to do that again. I'm not going to do that any other day. Like I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
So
now or never.
That's what happened.
We'll have to think of a new word for that.
Yeah,
that's something.
seriously.
That was some straight up
impressive.
quitting.
Like
I
dedication.
raged, but
That was like life quitting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you life quit.
Yeah, you can. Okay, yeah. So you rage quitted, but you rage quitted everything else about the game.
I rage quitted my job and then I restarted the game.
Oh my god.
That's me.
Awesome.
Mhm. Evan, you go next, or Laura.
Well,
good luck topping that one.
I don't really rage quit. I mean I do rage, but I don't quit. I
There's a lot
have
of
to go.
machismo here on this podcast.
Yeah.
No. There's
I'm an
a very good
American.
reason. There's a real good reason why it's the show MLB The Show, either this year or last year. There's an online mode, and you play like a full baseball game, unless you score 10 runs and the other person has put up 0, in which case there's a mercy rule. But it's definitely the most infuriating game I've ever played, but I can't stop playing it. But I can't rage quit because the game basically mocks you when you rage quit or disconnect. It gives you garbage. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but then it tells you that because you disconnected, that they weren't giving you anything useful. People do it all the time, though. That makes me upset. They rage disconnect when I play with them. But yeah, no, I usually just have something that I can throw if I need to, like a water bottle. It's really
frustrating.
frustrating.
Throw the water bottle.
What?
Like on the sofa? Where do you throw it?
I've only actually thrown it once, and I like spiked it into the floor.
Oh my
It was
god.
pretty
Okay.
awesome.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is there anything in the water bottle? Is it like plastic? Do you own it already?
It was just like a regular water bottle, like a plastic one that
Like a
comes in a pack
Dasani
of
or
24.
something?
Yeah.
Does it
Yeah.
have water in it, or is
there
it
was
empty?
it was like a fourth full.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you have it there a fourth full all the time for this moment, or did
No,
you happen
I just
to have
happened
it?
to
Okay.
I just happened to be drinking it, and then
Okay.
I don't even remember what happened, but it was.
I have a clip of Evan rage quitting.
Yes. That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's
exactly right.
Actually, kind of happened like this.
If only that. If I could sound so calm when rage quitting.
Mm-hmm.
Just God, this game's awful.
Watch your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, people.
Such a good movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's where Vanilla Ice and the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
They rap and they dance together.
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
Oh my god.
It's like one of my favorites
Ninja rap.
ever. Yeah.
God, maybe the Ninja rap should be the closing
Yeah.
song.
There you go.
Perfect.
All right, Laura.
I guess I don't rage quit often enough. I feel like I try to stop myself before I get to that point. But I guess the most recent one I can think of is a few months ago when I was playing Dark Souls 3, and
Ooh.
yeah, I just kept having to go over the same parts over and over again. I'm just like, I can't do this. I get like super like frantic, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm leaving, and I just like throw the controller down and then stomp away.
Yeah, I
throw a
have-
tantrum
I don't-
like
I
a
don't-
2-year-old.
That game is definitely tantrum inducing. Those games are tantrum
Yeah.
inducing. I just have my biggest issue with those games is that I get too like antsy towards the end of the boss fights, and I always get way too aggressive and get myself killed.
Yeah.
It happens to me like in most games. That's why like
Yeah.
that's why I can't play Mega Man.
Yeah.
Because I'm like
Yeah.
the level is way harder than the boss, but by the time I get to the boss, I'm like,
Where are you stuck in Mega Man?
I'm not, because I'm not dealing with
She's
you.
not
I don't
playing.
need this toxicness in my life,
Oh.
and I wasted $30, and I'm not touching this again.
I'm sorry.
If anyone wants Mega Man or No Man's Sky, hit me up. I'm willing to make some tradesies.
Are you done with No Man's Sky? That was like you played it for a day.
I'm gonna play it. I played it for like 2 days. I'm gonna play it a little bit more, just so I can. It sounds terrible, but just so I can write an article about it where I'm like describing, what my experience is with it, because I don't really like it particularly. It's okay.
You know what's like? I was thinking of what score I should give it. I still don't know.
Yeah, it's
Maybe.
I know what I would give it.
I don't know.
What, Evan? What would you give it? Hold on, Evan. Wait. Okay, Evan's No Man's Sky score.
63.
Wow.
I like it, but there's nothing of value to it.
Yeah, for me, it's not my kind of game. I think some people would really like it.
Yeah.
I know you. I don't want you to spoil it, Laura. But what, like, do you have a score in mind?
Yeah, yes and no. Yeah, I have a general one. The more I talk to other people about the game and kind of like try to get as much like other people's experiences and like my own experience and kind of put it all together, the more I'm starting to get a number. But yeah, yeah, I don't want to spoil it for anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
and let me
and-
reiterate with my score. I do enjoy the game, but looking at it from a critical perspective.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
60 is a good score.
Oh, yeah, no,
like
for
60s
sure.
is good. That means good. That
Actually,
means not neutral.
where I taught the last 3 years, 60 is a failure.
Yeah,
Anything
well,
below
that's-
70 was a
I think.
failure.
Yeah, I agree. I think you gotta be at least 70.
Right,
Like-
70 is average. 60 is below average.
No, I hate that because that means you can't even use like 50% of the score.
Oh,
Well,
no,
it's
you
not that
can.
it's like yeah. Well, no, because it's like maybe it is average, but like that's also there's also a lot of low in gaming.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I think 50 should be just average, like it's just in the middle.
But I don't know. I guess if you're using a 1 to 100 scale, the
Start at
game is
50.
only like half good.
I mean,
yeah,
if you
if
give it
50,
a
if 50 is
50, I
your
would-
bottom, I guess.
No. 50 is like, I mean,
Well, you get a certain amount of points just if the game works physically. Like technically, does it play?
Yeah,
Can you play it?
Well,
Is it
there
not
was
broken?
an issue. There was an issue with computers, and when it first came out too, I experienced it where
Yeah.
it
It was pretty
wasn't
bad.
running as smoothly or nice and all that, and like,
Yeah.
yeah, it just
Mine
it was a
crashed
lot.
when I first tried to start it up, and I played it on PS4.
Shit.
But Paul, if I'm giving a review of 50, that means that like
It's neutral. That means it's like
half of the
average.
game I think is terrible.
I
If your
mean,
maximum score is 100,
yeah.
and half of those points are taken away,
Yeah, it's pretty.
that's not average.
Yeah, no.
And I think our system for reviewing is pretty fair. So if a game gets below like a 65, there are probably some
not
major
good.
issues with it,
Yeah.
at least in
Yeah.
some aspect.
Well, I mean, of course. I mean, I start in the middle, and then I kind of go down or up, or kind of stay in there based on the game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I look at a negative, then I might go down 5 points. I look
Yeah.
at a really good positive, it goes up 10 points, and
Right.
then eventually it ends up somewhere.
Right.
I hate the fact that this industry has evolved. If you use a 10-point scale, look, 100 means really good, 90 means good, 80 means okay, and 70 means kind of almost bad.
No, to me,
Anything
80 is-
below
70
that,
is average. Yeah, 80
70 is
could be good.
okay.
70 would be
70 is
average.
like, all right. It's all right.
I
Like
think-
below 70, it's when it, to me,
Right.
because I
not-
do it like
60
school grading.
Like all right. So
I don't. I see,
know
that's
the
what I hate.
schools.
It
The
shouldn't
schools
be
that I've
like
been
that.
at where anything below a 70 is a failure.
Mm-hmm.
But in like, if I'm considering it, 60 would be my lowest average, like my lowest not failure.
I just
Okay.
well, I guess it kind of makes sense if it's like your lowest passing grade.
Yeah, so like 60
Okay.
would be like my lowest passing grade. If I give a game below a 60, I really like, because I go through and I look at the games that I've reviewed, and a lot of them end up in like the high 70s to mid 80s. But when I see the games that I review that end up below 60, they're definitely games that I wouldn't recommend to anybody.
I think the problem is when you do that, you start at 100, right? And then you see how low.
No. I started 0.
Yeah, to
I started 0, and I
like grade each of the. Though I'm not gonna. I've had once the numbers come out for like the way Big Cultures we do our reviews, when we grade it on the different categories. Sometimes I will like move something because I'm like because
Right. We all do that, yeah.
Yeah, because in my head I'm like I have like an idea sometimes of what it is. And then the stuff like, and if I don't have an idea, I just do it straight up, and then it tells me like I guess that's what the game is because that's what I think of the little categories. But yeah, I like grade it like, and I grade it the way I would grade like
consider the
work.
categories are like rubrics. It's like a rubric.
Yeah,
the way we grade.
it's totally a rubric. And it's like,
Yeah,
how did you do in music?
Right.
As long
If
as you
get
don't like
1 to 100, 100 being like, you followed everything in your rubric. So presentation, if that was on my rubric, and I was giving out 100 points for that category, if my definition of presentation, if the student filled that definition, they would get 100. That's it.
Right.
That's kind of how that's pretty much exactly how our site works.
Yeah.
As long as you don't you don't like go over the top and like give Setsuna like a score of 100 on audio.
No.
Right.
Snap.
Right.
Like that's like way too high. Way too high for Setsuna.
I love that audio.
Yeah.
What, are you saying 100 overall or 100 to audio, Paul?
No, I think you gave the audio.
Yeah.
I think you gave the audio 100, which is fine. I think
Yeah,
a perfect score is like doable.
This one is
see, I would never give a game an overall perfect score, but I would give maybe like one of its categories a perfect score because
see that makes it difficult when we have 100-point scale. If we did just 1 to 10, I mean we could have given a lot of 10s by now. So
I think
getting
if we
to
had a 1 to
100%,
10, we would end up doing like 9.5s.
Yeah, but I mean, Uncharted 4 was a 10 to me. I don't think it was 100. See, when we get to 100, now you get to like the 0.1 or 0.2.
Yeah, but if you get to
like
100,
super
then
specific.
you could argue that you're being more in depth with your scale.
Yeah. It's just like it's so difficult when you do 100-point scale that I don't know which game's gonna come out that's gonna get that 100, but I don't think we've had one yet.
No, I flirted with it with Uncharted, but nothing's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, and the thing is, I don't think that should mean perfect. 100, like, nothing's gonna be perfect, so 100 shouldn't mean perfect. I think that might be stopping some people from giving it a 100.
Well, then let me rephrase. 100 would mean that it does everything the way it should.
Yeah. Well, that's.
But I had issues with Uncharted sound.
Yeah.
Okay.
So. Yeah.
So that's.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Alright, so what's everybody working on? And then we can finish up here.
What am I working on?
I mean, you're writing like probably 3 reviews right now, Evan.
Well, hopefully I'll be working on Deus Ex soon.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Oh no, I am working on something though. What is it? I was gonna review. Assuming that we don't have it, I should probably check that. I was gonna review. I'm not gonna do it anymore. The Lego Star Wars game, but because I got it from GameFly.
I hate GameFly because I collect games. I don't like.
But I keep
sending them back.
I keep most of them.
Yeah, then you might as well just buy them.
No, but if you all right, so if I get a game and I know I like it, and I get it, and I know I like it soon enough, you save money.
Yeah, but I don't turn away anything back because that's up to my collection.
Yeah.
See what I mean? So I don't. It's like renting games. I'm over that phase.
See, I keep most of mine that I get from them, but there are games that I would have bought that I don't like and I don't want in my collection.
No, I want as much as I can in my collection.
No, I did that. I went through that whole phase of my PS3 that I have over like 300 games down there.
Oh my god!
But that's way too much, especially because a lot of them weren't good. So this saves me a lot of money on those games. Like I realized I got a new shelf for my stuff, and I put all my PS4 games on there, and I'm at like 85.
Damn.
I didn't even know there were 85 PS4 games out.
Like multiply that times 60, and then you're gonna realize how much money you spent so far. I used to do that every now and then.
I don't. Right.
Yeah.
I can't do that. When I reached 200 PS3 games, I kind of realized that, and I was like, I need to stop.
Oh my god!
And then I didn't, but
it's
anyway,
$5,040.
Yes. I think I'm going to. I don't think we have a review for this either. Because I get 2 games out from GameFly, so I'm going to do the Odin Sphere.
Oh, you know what's funny? Eric and I were just talking about this. You know the new guy, Josh?
Yeah.
On the team? That he is writing like a review a day now. It's like he is gunning for you.
He is.
Like, holy crap. Yeah, it's like every time there's a review available, he's like, I'll take it. Me.
Oh my god.
Like, all right.
Yeah.
So, better watch out, Evan.
Hey,
it's coming
man.
for you.
That's cool. That's cool.
All right,
guide, so.
Laura.
Oh.
What are you working on? Oh, you got a review.
Yeah, No Man's Sky review. That should be out this week. Like I said, finishing touches and all that.
Sweet. Okay, I think we can close it out. I'm really tempted to play the Ninja Turtle song.
Do it.
I like the Ninja rap, but it's like it's so random. We didn't even talk about the Ninja Turtles
That's the best
in any
part,
way.
You talked about what's his name? What's the guy's name? No. What's the guy's name? The guy that they were rapping with. We talked about him for a minute.
Vanilla Ice.
Yeah,
Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
And then I played. And then I played this.
Yeah, you played that, and then the Parappa the Rapper song was based off a song called what?
Turtles Have Short Legs.
There you go.
There. And we're talking about it now, so.
Right.
Well, there you go. Enjoy the Ninja rap from 1992's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. So that's how we close our podcast. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. We don't have a closing thing yet, Laura. We'll work on that.
Oh yes.
So, good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Lyrics, fill in the gap. Drop that bass and get the ninja rap. Just feel it, if you know what I mean. Give it up for the heroes in green. Just flowing, smooth with the power, kicking it up hour after hour. 'Cause in this life, there's only one winner. You better aim straight ninja, go! Go ninja, go ninja,